This nightmare trip is starting to take its toll.
Joanna!
What?
It only has to go where the forks are sitting. That's it. Just put them straight along the forks. Don't stick them out like that.
For husband and wife team Nick and Joe Atkins, it's the challenge that draws them.
It's one of the few dirt roads that you can still run on, and you know, we'd rather be up here than anywhere else.
From Kununurra, they'll deliver 3 trailers of vital supplies to stations along the way to Columbaroo, before the final delivery at Honeymoon Bay Fishing Camp. It adds up to 550 brutal kilometres through a wilderness 3 times the size of England. Truck deliveries out here are crucial for life.
General freight, fuel, gas, mostly jet and diesel, and just stores for the shop up there.
30 tonnes of essential provisions, including 22 drums of volatile fuel.
Stuff that doesn't really travel that well on a road like Columbaroo Road. Let's make a move.
First, 75 kilometres of smooth bitumen. But then, the dirt begins. The gib is in bad shape.
And this is one of the rough spots through here. It's always rough. As rough as anything.
After 8 hours of this, Nick and Joe have taken a hammering.
Makes you pretty weary at the end of the day, sitting on corrugations all day.
The track's also taking its toll on their truck.
We've just got low coolant level coming up. We must be getting low on water.
Outside, it's over 40 degrees.
Just a couple of bottles, hey, and I'll fill them up.
And Nick and Joe's engine has a sudden first. A mystery water leak has drained 3 litres from the radiator. Nick's worried the problem could get worse.
Well, it seems to be blowing all back over the motor, so it's leaking up the front there somewhere.
The leaking radiator's getting worse. But Nick thinks he's found a fix.
Basically liquid steel, really. Just physically just go over the core of the radiator and then hopefully block the hole. I can't really see the hole properly.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
And right on cue,
We've still got a problem with this low water light keeps coming on.
this time it takes a whopping 15 litres to fill her up. But now it's not the radiator.
It's not bad going.
This leak is coming from somewhere else.
Fix one leak and then a water pump starts. I might just have to order a new pump from Theta and get it flown in Columbaroo.
Next morning, and Nick's hatched a plan to prolong the life of his dying water pump.
It can't be any worse than it already is.
Loaded full of grease.
Stop a bit of that water from running out of that water pump, at least till we get to Theta.
Theta, the next station, is now only 40 kilometres away. But the way his truck's performing, it might as well be 400.
But it is a pretty poor excuse for a road, really. I'll just pull up your steer where it's a bit wider.
Another mechanical failure could be the final blow. They still haven't got to the bottom of the distressing sound under the bonnet.
Something that's not right, so I'll come and have a look.
But right now, it's a puzzle Nick doesn't have time to solve. This freight for the general store needs to be offloaded. All that's left now is to deliver 10 drums of fuel to a remote fishing camp, just 30 kilometres north.
Come on, old girl.
Married couple Nick and Joe Atkins have been stopped dead in their sandy tracks. And now they're stuck, right on the doorstep to their destination.
Make a bit of a track for myself. If I turn the steering too much, it'll just bog itself even more. If I can get up on that little bit of a hard spot there, I'll be right.
The truck and trailer weighs over 30 tonnes. Getting through this will take all of Nick's 30 years' experience.
Come on, baby. You might have got it.
It's time to offload the last of their freight. Vital fuel for this remote camping ground. A noise from under the bonnet has got Nick worried.
That's the problem.
Crucial bolts holding the engine in place have broken. If they can't fix this, the whole engine could shake loose. Time to start the long road home.
Rightio, we're ready to go.
The last thing they wanted to hear. Even topped up, the engine temperature isn't dropping. 250 kilometres from the nearest mechanic at the hottest and driest time of the year. Trucking bliss has turned into trucking hell.
Dirty mongrel thing.
For the dry road ahead, they'll need all the water they can carry.
We can only hope for the best. Come on, old girl, give us a good day.
If it all goes well, just a day's drive now stands between Nick and Joe and home.
Now that engine cooling temp. Right, come on.
They've only driven 3 kilometres.
Might be pulling up here. Might be doing that water pump, might have no bloody choice. I think you're just losing too much water out of that water pump, I think.
This truck is refusing to go any further.
Oh, she's just shut down.
Next day, in the town of Kununurra, Nick and Joe have expensive repair bills weighing on their minds. But a friend has come to their aid to retrieve their load.
Good stroke of luck, mate's got this truck here, so I'll just grab that, I'll just poke it along, treat it like my own and see how we go. As long as the water problem don't occur. Good. That got it.
With all 3 trailers, the borrowed tip truck will be over length. Nick and Joe need to squeeze their freight onto 2.
And that way, that's all our freight back to town. Just come forward a bit.
And lay them along the floor, that way.
This nightmare trip is starting to take its toll.
Joanna!
What?
It only has to go where the forks are sitting. That's it. Just put them straight along the forks. Don't stick them out like that.
But I did before and you said not to.
Up there and wriggle the back of that car. From side to side.
Nick and Joe are now 36 hours overdue. And they're staring down the barrel of yet another day disappearing.
Pass the trailer.
Reloading onto their mate's truck should have taken an hour. They've been at it for 4 and counting.
Yeah, plenty of room at the back.
What about the front?
I'll just have a look, wait. Yeah, keep going, keep going.
After 7 years in the business, this trip is proving to be one of the toughest.
I reckon it was our second worst trip in 7 years, but I think possibly it's heading up towards first place.
Tempers are just getting short. Well, my temper is, I know that.
Hang down my car.
Come here. I'm sorry.
At last, this load is ready for the final push.
Rightio, ready to make a move.
Their loader and broken truck will have to wait. The priority now is the freight. With 20 extra tonnes of weight on board, Nick's hoping for a less rough ride out of here.
I hope it's a little bit smoother than last night, I hope.
But the Gibb River Road isn't done with them yet.
Oh, it kicks like a mule. Just bucks at the back over these corrugations. End up with a concertina home and back. Been a bit of a nightmare, this one.
The Gibb River Road is still torturing Nick and Joe.
Won't be getting none of this unloaded today.
100 kilometres of bone-jarring track has taken 5 long hours.
30k on the dirt and then we're hitting on the bitumen.
But finally, they're approaching civilization and relief from the road.
Just over there.
Yeah, be very happy when we get there.
In all their years of trucking together, this journey has been the worst.
Oh, yeah. This one didn't go to plan, this one, but we've done our job, so, you know, I'm happy with that. The customers should be happy, I'm happy, and now I just got to sort out my truck. And now I'll get out and kiss the ground. Nice to be home.
It is nice to be home.
It's nice to be here, that's for sure.